Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick little video response here for Ed, the Nutcase Survivalist. He just got his new little MIG welder. I like it, man. It's really sweet. I think it's a great beginner welder, and I think that your welds looked all right, man. I think that it's good because it's affordable for the guy that just wants to get started into it, and it's powerful enough to do the things that you're doing, like putting your table together. That's the perfect, application for that welder. You're definitely going to be able to use it, in your blacksmithing when you want to tack things together, like if you want to make, table legs, where you take your piece of wrought iron and you put, a nice curly Q on the bottom for the foot and a nice curly Q on the top for where you're going to mount the tabletop, and you get 3 of those and you put them together, and now you can weld them all together and, make a nice, pedestal table or whatever. But anyhow, I want to do a quick little vid on some just quick little tips, little tricks that you might find helpful. And that was angle iron, by the way, that you were trying to find the words for. So I don't have any angle iron. I wish I did, but I'm going to use a little square tube. And the first thing you want to do is you want to prep your metal, because there's mel scale on there. And what you do is you just go ahead and you just take your angle grinder. What we're going to do, go ahead and get her. Just going to take my angle grinder, and I'm just going to clean these up. And you want to clean them up to about 1 inch in from where your weld's going to be. You want it nice and clean. You want all the mil scale off, and you get nice good contact. So. Now I'm just kind of doing this kind of speedy for the camera, guys. Now, if I was doing this as an actual project, I got a really rough grit angle grinder on there. I'd probably put some emery cloth on there, angle, to keep it nice and polished. And I'm not going to put these big grooves in it, but basically this is what we're looking like. All right, and we're fairly clean there. Now, what we want to do now is, see, you want to grind a bevel, and you want to grind a bevel because that's where the weld metal is going to be. So let me grind a bevel and show you what I mean. Okay, so here's a bevel. Okay, and you can see I just ground that. So we took thickness off the sidewall. Okay, and I did it on the other one as well. Now, what you would do, now that there's that bevel there, when I go to weld these, okay, when we put our fillet weld in here, there's going to be a place for the weld metal to go. Oh yeah, I also wanted to mention, Ed, because you're using a flux cord wire, there's flux in there, so you can chip that slag off and get down to the weld metal and actually use a wire brush. You'll notice, just get in there with a little chip and hammer. I'm not sure if I'm thinking your set probably came with one if it came in a little kit. But you probably got one of these. Just chip that slag off of where you welded. You'll see it just chip, it'll chip away, and then you can wire brush it, get it right down to the weld metal. And then when you paint it, you don't have to worry about the slag falling off later. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and try to get that fillet weld in there. We're going to fill that bevel in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to push the puddle instead of pull the puddle, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to go ahead and, when I go ahead and go to strike my arc, I'm going to start from the right and push the puddle towards the camera. Rather than start the puddle here at the left and pull it away from the camera. I like to push the puddle a little bit better. Also, I want you to notice that when I'm pushing the puddle, I'm going to be going from this tube and I'm going to pull the arc, and then I'm going to touch this tube. So I'm going to be constantly pushing the puddle back and forth between the 2 pieces of metal, and to create that fusion between the 3 pieces, the weld metal and the 2 tubes. So here we go. All right, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of raised. It's kind of a raised weld, but that's what it looks like. It's not too bad. I've done worse. But so those are just a few tips and tricks for you, Ed. And hey, again, man, like I said, congratulations on your welder. And you know, you're gonna. I can't wait to see some of the projects that you crank out. You know, kind of mixing it with your blacksmithing skills. So, right on, man, and catch you guys later.